Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to my next The 5 list. Of course, as all of you here on YouTube, and this is going to be my third and final of the series, the trilogy of the Fire Emblem Warriors DLC sequel. Wish list of characters to include is, like I said, DLC or a sequel. I already did one on the main characters, the lords. I've done one on the side characters. What's remaining? The villains. And if there's anything that's important to the Fire Emblem franchise other than the main characters and lords and the side characters, it is the villains, of which technically Fire Emblem Warriors is lacking in, even though we've seen characters like Valadar, and if you've seen the spoilers, you've seen people like characters from Fates and Awakening and Shadow Dragon. So if you know villains from them, they pretty much show up in the game. Spoilers! But yeah, it's obviously a weird lack of villains we've been seeing in this game lately, especially in terms of playable villains, because like every single Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors game, Mushu game, like whether it's the main series ones or spin-offs, have always technically included villain characters, antagonists, stuff like that, like not heroes, not the good guys, basically like the anti-heroes and the villain characters, whether it's the 4 different armies from the Dynasty Warriors series, the various armies from, the Dynasty, Samurai Warriors, basically, the villains from One Piece, villains from Berserk, villains from Zelda, villains from Gundam, all of them have had villains. And if there's one thing that's really important to the Fire Emblem franchise, it is the villains, and there's a lot of cool, interesting, really standout villains from the Fire Emblem franchise that I personally would like to see in a Fire Emblem Warriors game, whether they're DLC now for this game we're getting, or for a potential sequel down the line. Maybe we'll see more characters added with that one. This will be the 5 villains from the Fire Emblem franchise I feel need to be included in a Fire Emblem Warriors game, whether, like I said, it's DLC or a sequel. And let me start off with one that might be pretty controversial to some of you guys, given what characters are already in the game. And that goes to Gangrel. Now hold a minute right there. I know you're going to be like, oh, we don't need more Awakening. We don't need more Faith. We don't need Shadow Dragon. No! Come on, people. It's freaking Gangrel. There's missing characters from these games anyways. And there's already 3 packs announced for Shadow Dragon, Fates, and Awakening. We're going to get more characters. Like, Fates only has the royal families so far. Awakening only has some of the central characters, and Shadow Dragon only has some of the central characters. There's lots of characters missing from them. And my lists have not, I have, till this point, have already been characters not from those 3 games. But I gotta stand by Gangrel. He was such a freaking awesome damn villain, man. I'm serious. His crazy personality. He's just a lunatic and doesn't mind killing people, which makes sense for this game. You're running around killing billions of soldiers. He's a trickster. He'd go around with a sword, being all wacky. Like, think Girahim. He would basically fight a lot like Girahim. A weird, wacky, crazy moveset, Girahim. Just change it to Gangrel, make him look like this weirdo right there. Look at that face. Don't you want to just kick the crap out of that face or destroy a billion soldiers with that face? Gangrel, in my opinion, was the most interesting villain from Awakening. Not to take anything away from Grima, or Valadar, or Aversa, or Walhart, or any of those characters. He's the one that I gravitated to, because I like those crazy psychotic villains. That's the reason why I got so attached to Girahim. Girahim was such an awesome Zelda villain. And he's a trickster with a sword. Yes, I know, it's another sword user. Tricksters are different. Tricksters are not the same type of general sword users like Mirrodins or mercenaries or whatever. He's pretty good at skill, speed, luck, and resistance, and he's average at magic and defense. So maybe he would be kind of average at defense, but he'd be doing a lot of speed around the field and skills for special attacks. He won't be doing a whole lot of magic, so that's the reason why he's average magic skills. These are base stats based off, apparently, I think when you get him, you can get him as a spot pass character in Awakening. So there you go. There's his skills. He'd be average at magic and defense, so he'd maybe do a little bit of magic attacks. They might not do too much damage, but his skill and speed would be pretty much what kind of makes him interesting. On top of the fact that he's a crazy, wacky sword user, and how can you not want have him part of the Awakening pack? Gangrel. Okay, now we're back to the games that are not featured in it. I just had to feature Gangrel because he's one of my favorite villains from the series. But this is another one right here. This is my second one. And this is one everyone wants to see. And that's the Black Knight from Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. he's another character that makes sense. This game is about just going around the field and killing hundreds, 200s, 300s of soldiers, just destroying people. He's a beast in that game. He's a beast in those two games. Just have him be a very slow character that has high strength and skill and speed and defense. He can take a lot of damage and he can give a lot of damage back. He's a walking Lu Bu in armor. If you guys have played the Dynasty Warriors franchise, Lu Bu is like one of the hardest characters to play, to fight against. He can deal a lot of damage, especially if your character is not super leveled up. He's Lu Bu in armor with a sword. There you go. That's all you need. Frickin' Black Knight, including this game. I'm not even going to say much more about him because everyone knows about him. Everyone really wants the Black Knight alongside Ike and whatnot. This next one is going to be from, and you probably already saw the picture right there, from Genealogy of the Holy War. Yet another character from a game we have yet to get outside of Japan, and that goes to Alvis. He is a Sage Emperor, so he's basically a magic user. He uses various magic like fire, thunder, wind, and light. And he has pretty good stats. He's good. He's pretty good at magic. Obviously, he's a mage. He's like an emperor, a sage. He's good at speed. He's good at resistance. So he can take a decent chunk of damage. He's good at speed, and he can do a lot of magic. He probably won't do a whole lot of like strength-based melee attacks. And he's probably not that good at other stats. But in terms of like the main three stats I saw that were pretty good with him, he's good at magic, speed, and resistance. So he'd take a lot of damage. He's good at running around the field, and he'd be good at doing magic damage. So yeah, I already mentioned from his game, Ivo Brigid, and I've mentioned Sigurd. So how about one of the major villains from that game? This guy right here, Alvis, who does seem like almost a copyright infringement on Nephrite from Sailor Moon. I'm serious. I'm wondering if one of these characters were inspired by the other, and I'm assuming it's this one that was inspired because this game came out later in the 90s, while Sailor Moon came out in the early 90s. He looks a lot like Nephrite. Doesn't he look a lot like Nephrite from Sailor Moon? I mean, seriously, that looks exactly like him. And he's a cool villain. I see a lot of people requesting him too. He's not the most requested villain, but he's there. The next character is going to be a character from Binding Blade, another game that we've not gotten characters from, and I've already talked about Lilina from that game and whatnot. But the villain is Idun. Another character that could transform into a dragon. I know we have Corrin. I know we have Tiki. We don't have a villain dragon yet. And unless they add Medus, Idun would be one too. And she's a mage dragon. So her normal attacks could pretty much be magic mage-based stuff. And her ultimate attacks would be her turning into her giant dragon form and wrecking your crap. Just destroying everything. Setting the field on fire and killing everyone in her path. She just has this mysterious nature about, like, she's like a fallen dragon or something, and she's going around in her robe, and you don't really see her. She's a mysterious mage lady that turns into a dragon. And she does have good, as far as skills I've basically seen, she has good strength, skill, defense, and resistance. And she's pretty much average in luck and speed. So she's not going to be that fast of a character, but her defense will be pretty decent, especially in dragon form. And she does that strength and skill. So her magic, probably like when she's in a dragon form, she'll do a lot of strength and skill based attacks. And in her human mage form, maybe not so much. But Idun would be kind of cool. And then we add Roy in there and Lilina, and then that older version of Hector, and maybe another side character or two, and you got yourself a good Binding Blade representation. She's like I don't see her requested a whole heck of a lot, but she's the villain I want to see. She's not my most requested villain, but she'd be pretty cool to see in this game. And my last one goes to Echoes, the recent remake of Gaiden, and this character I do see quite a bit of people asking for, and I do think it'd be kind of cool to see him, given that he's not just part of Echoes, part of Gaiden, he's part of Marth's games too. He's part of Shadow Dragon, and that's Camus. That's Camus. He's a paladin. He's a great gold knight. He's a gold knight. He's a paladin. He uses spears. I do think he can use swords. I'm not fully sure, but he at least has spears and lances under his belt. He's good at like strength, speed, and defense, and he's kind of bad at like luck, so maybe his special attacks won't deal that much damage. But his speed, he can kind of have decent speed running around the field. Defense, so he could deal a lot of damage and take a lot of damage because he's a boss character. He's a villain, so just make him a complete utter badass. He's basically take Xander, give him a spear and lance, and take him off the horse. Even though I think technically Camus could probably ride a horse as something too, but take him off a horse, make him a paladin gold knight. Give him a spear, and that's basically Xander turned into Camus. And everyone already compares these two anyways because they look almost identical. So there you go. Camus for Fire Emblem Warriors DLC or in the Fire Emblem Warriors 2. And that is my 5 I want to see villain-wise as inside the Fire Emblem Warriors series. And that goes to Gangrel, Black Knight, Olvis, Idun, and Camus. Put in the comments section what I think. Do you guys want to see these 5 villains? What villains from the franchise do you want to see? Do you want to see Medus or Nurgle or Grima? I don't really care. Put in the comments section what you guys think. What villains do you personally want to see as representation here? And what do you think of the 5 I included on here? My name is Sniper's Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. And stay tuned for more the 5 list and other videos I'm going to present here on my channel. Sniper's Fun coming up soon. Eventually, whatever. I don't know. See you all later.